It's time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show with Michelle, 1L Cummins, no G, and myself, Curtis Pope. How are you doing this fine morning, Michelle?
Dun, 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 dun. Doing great. May 2nd. Can you believe it?
I'm trying not to think about it. I mean, April was a weird month in that it dragged on and flew by at the same time, and I'm not sure how that's physically possible.
It did. I know. Everyone's saying that, and it is so true. I blinked, and it was gone.
And then there was times where it felt like it was the longest year of my life.
Well, being Richard's birthday month, but also Willie Nelson had a birthday last week. That was Willie's pretty cool. We got to meet him. I'm sure you've met him.
No, I haven't met Willie.
No, really?
No.
Oh, were you there when they were promoting the Dukes of Hazzard movie? Because that's how we met him. They hired Richard's General Lee for the events and the concert. He came to Vancouver, and so they had it out front of the thing. And anyways, yeah, you didn't get to go to that concert?
No, actually, that's one of the guys I haven't seen yet, and I know he's not getting any younger. So next time he comes through town, I will go see Willie Nelson.
None of us are getting any younger, are we?
No.
I mean, that's a problem. That's an issue. I think we should take that up with the good man upstairs. No,
I think you're right. Can we maybe get a little younger just for a change? That'd be a nice change.
Yeah, fountain of youth.
Now, you mentioned Richard, actually. Now, Richard's been hard at work in his studio, as a lot of creative people have been, and I understand we're going to end this segment with a new tune.
Yes, very exciting. It is called Carry On Canada, and yeah, I wanted to share it with the audience. It's 2.5 minutes long. It's a nice, quick, heartfelt song, and he just was so inspired, so I want to play that for everyone before the end of the show. And May the 4th be with you is coming up.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. Oh, you almost had that proper reply. You know, there's your and also with you. What you're supposed to say. Right?
Well, and also with you. Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh, you're good.
I'm a huge Star Wars geek, as we've discussed. I mean, that's my thing. I mean, I have watched everything Star Wars I think I possibly can, and that's the whole reason I have Disney Plus.
Oh, that's a good reason.
Yes.
I know, because Disney bought them. And do you know that back in the 70s is when they initiated May 4th as the celebratory day for that movie Kingdom? I mean, it was Margaret Thatcher and the United Kingdom, the Conservative Party, that actually coined that phrase and really got that day to be May the 4th be with you. Anyways, we try to celebrate it every year because we like Star Wars too. What do you do on the day?
Well, I usually try to watch one of the movies, or something. I mean, in the last few months, the Mandalorian came out, which is I really like the Mandalorian. It's basically a Star Wars Western with a Baby Yoda. It's awesome.
No.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. It's a new series. They've already greenlit, I think, season 2 and season 3, and it's a bounty hunter who ends up with a Baby Yoda that he's taking care of, but it's kind of filmed and feels like it's a Western, even though it's science fiction.
Oh my gosh! Okay, May 4th. That is what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to do.
Excellent.
Watch those.
You can't go wrong.
So I was driving around delivering flyers this last week. Mind you, with my mask and my gloves on, and boy, did I get hot because it was an hour. I was delivering flyers. I did not knock on anybody's door like I usually do or anything. I just was, keeping the flyers where they can get them in their mailbox or under their mat or something without touching. But it's amazing how many, and I drive around all the time being a realtor. That's what we do, right? Driving through neighborhoods. But I've been noticing so many people lately, these last 6 weeks, 7 weeks now, doing a lot of work on their properties. And usually, it's very odd to see even one person that often, right? It's usually a weekend thing. But this is like during the week, I've been seeing this now. And yes, a lot of us are home right now, but people are spending money fixing up their properties and doing things that they haven't been able to do. And what's funny is the couple that I saw when I was delivering the flyers, I'm like, you guys thinking of selling? Because usually that's when you fix up your place. You live there 10 or 15 years, and you're going to sell. So that's when you do everything. You do all the work, and then you're like, why didn't we do this earlier so we could enjoy it for at least a couple years or something before we sell? But each time, nope, they're like, oh, no, we're staying. We love it here. So anyways, I find that's interesting. And, so people are still doing things, spending money on things for improving their properties, which is always a good idea because it does always improve your equity and street appeal, and whatever you're doing inside definitely is helping out. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've done some stuff around our house that, I just haven't had time to do in the last, few years.
Was it your fence?
Yeah, I fixed the fence that Cody's destroyed with hockey pucks. I've done a few other things around the house too, and we did a big load of the dump. Yeah, it's we're finding a few things.
Oh, that's awesome! I just love it. Are you loving it? Are you enjoying it? Does it make you want to do more?
Actually, yes, it does. It's funny you mentioned that because I've learned this wonderful thing called YouTube tutorials over the years, and it's amazing because, for example, my lawnmower was not running. And I couldn't figure out why I could get it started, but wouldn't keep running. So I went online and I went through there. I found a video with the exact motor that's in my lawnmower. I had to take the carburetor apart and clean it. And here I am. I am not mechanically inclined at all. My dad and brother will attest to that. And I got to just put it back together tonight, but it looks like I've got that thing raring to go.
That's amazing. You fixed your lawnmower. I'm impressed.
Well, it's not 100% fixed yet, but it should be. I'm 90% sure it's going to be fixed when all is said and done.
Those YouTube tutorials are amazing, and they have them for everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, you can do a lot. It's funny, I feel bad actually for some plumbers and some guys like that, and some guys that do home repairs, because some of the simple things that they could come in and make some quick money at that really wasn't taking much of their time. Now you can go on YouTube and figure out how to do it, and you're taking money out of those dudes' pockets.
Yeah, true. But you know what? Yeah, because how easy is it to go, hey, Siri, how do you fix this? Or whatever, or search YouTube for this, or, and it's true. I mean, but then they find other areas to spend their money.
Exactly.
Right? Money has to change hands. That's how the world works, is you got to spend money to make money, and those who spend money help other people make money, and money just keeps on changing hands, right?
That's right. I mean, I fixed my dishwasher too. Same thing. YouTube tutorial. It was my exact model, and it said that it was making a weird rattle, and it said right away. It said probably a popcorn kernel. What did I find once I tore the thing apart? A popcorn kernel.
Oh, that's hilarious. I bet it's from Kelly. Popcorn kernel. Oh, I love popcorn. That's amazing. How did they know?
It just said, often if you're having a sound like this, it's something that's managed to sneak through and got through, and it's often a popcorn kernel because they don't obviously deteriorate as fast as other things. Very interesting.
Oh, that's true. They say it for your body too, actually, popcorn kernels.
Yeah, so I've done a few things thanks to YouTube.
That's awesome. And talking about money earlier, I wanted to talk about a little bit about interest rates right now.
Oh, okay, where are we at with that?
So, I actually had an email from one of my mortgage partners, Faisal. He's with Dominion Lending, and he sent me this, and it's in my e-newsletter. Anybody wants to get my e-newsletter, I got so much good and fun and interesting and valuable stuff in there. It's weekly, and you can just obviously just go to my website, and the pop-up window, you can just put your email in there for it. But I'm just going to quote him. So he says, currently 5-year variable rate at 2.45% looks pretty solid and stable as compared to the 5-year fixed rates, which are volatile and changing all the time. And it looks like that is the variable rate is going to go stay like that for a while and may even go down further, which would be excellent. For new purchase of property, the variable rate is excellent, but for refinance, if you're currently locked into a fixed rate, then to get 2.45% variable, you will have to break the present term that you have, and there'll be a penalty on it. And his suggestion, he says, would be remaining in the mortgage term. If you only have 1 year or less left in your mortgage term, then it would be definitely worth paying the penalty and getting the better rate for the next 5 years. But like one of my mortgages, I'm just a year shy of that. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's not worth it. So I didn't do it myself on one of my properties. But yeah, good advice. And if for some reason during the 5-year variable term, if you want to break it and want to lock into a 5-year fixed, which I don't know if I would do that, but he says if you want to do that, the penalty on breaking the variable term will be far less than breaking a fixed rate term, because fixed rate terms are usually much higher. So hope that helps. And then I wanted to talk about how BC has extended the provincial state of emergency. So that just happened this last week, if people don't know, or some people might not. It's now until May 12th, so not very far away. But Premier John Horgan has said he will outline details this week about how they're going to lift restrictions related to the pandemic. So the Premier said also reopening guidelines will be different than other provinces, mostly because BC didn't fully lock down its economy, but also they allowed construction and agriculture and other industries to continue operating. Therefore, it'll be slightly different than others. But now this is the third extension they've done, and it's now May 12th. And then lastly, I wanted to mention the federal government also announced the rent assistance program for commercial leases for tenants and landlords. So this is a huge relief for business owners who are leasing places. And I always wondered, they did it for residential tenants and landlords, and businesses are being closed down, and they're, how are they going to be able to afford their leases? And the landlords of those commercial spaces, it's really, really tough on them too. So, yes, so they are expected to have lower rents by 75% if they've been affected, the small businesses. So that's something that is also an announcement for this last week I wanted to talk about. And then regarding Richard's song, before we play it, I wanted to just say something about for him, because he's not here with me right now on the phone call. But I asked, obviously, what was it that made you write the song? And he said it's not a comedic song; it's a very heartfelt song. So he said, well, there's a lot of comedic songs out there, and they have their place, but he really wanted to try and give people a real boost with positivity and not just lighthearted. It's only 2.5 minutes, as I said, and he hopes it spreads hope again that we're going to get through this. And as we do get through this, it's a great song to hear on the radio to celebrate through the summer and the rest of this year that we got through this together. So that's what the song is, and it's called, again, actually Carry On Canada, and he's got it on his Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere, and right here on Country 107.1.
Carry on. Automobile mechanic is never in a panic. He's got the tools that he needs, and he rolls up his sleeves and gets at it. He gets the motor running, he gets that baby humming. And on Friday night, he'd be cruising with his darling beside him. Carry on, Canada. Everything that we say always ends with an A, and we like that. Carry on, Canada. Alberta oil, they dig in the soil, gives us the fire that we need, keep this country running free. I say a thank you. Thank you. Bay Street, Toronto, got all the head honchos up at the crack of dawn, so the loony and the toonie stays strong. Carry on, Canada. Everything that we say always ends with an A, and we like it. Carry on, Canada. Carry on. We got hockey teams and cut-off jeans and Max fit just right. We got a military that never worries from fighting for our rights. Our first responders have a place up yonder, but they know that heaven can wait, 'cause they got a job to do in your province. And don't we all? We're gonna make this better, and make our country last forever. Red, white, and red, and as strong as a maple in the center. Everybody, carry on, Canada. Everything that we say always ends with a hey. We like it, and we like it. Carry on, Canada. Carry on. Carry on.
Very cool. That's Carry On Canada from Richard Cummins. If you're looking for real estate advice, make sure you check out Michelle's website at michellecummins.ca. We have more right after this. And we are back with segment number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show with Michelle Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Now, Michelle, one thing I was going to ask you about, because I know that RE/MAX is a very giving organization, as are, well, we here at Rogers Radio. But on Tuesday, of course, it's a big thing that a lot of the charities are doing and people are doing for charities, and that it's hashtag Giving Tuesday Now. And I know you know the importance of giving to local causes and things like that. Is there something like that will you guys be taking part in that at all, or?
Yes, we've got the local food banks and, of course, the Union Gospel Mission that we support, and BC Children's Miracle Network. And there's charities that usually have events around this time of year and through the summer, and they're not able to, like the hospice mission in Abbotsford. And there's just so many different places that they need the funding, and they that's why they have the big get-togethers or the dinners and those
or the charity runs and charity walks and all those things that they just aren't going to be able to have this summer.
Exactly, and that's so much that they're going to lose out by not having those. So I'm so happy that who did start this hashtag Giving Tuesday Now.
I honestly don't know where it came from, but it's a great idea. And yeah, there's so many charities, and you're saying, we here at Rogers doing everything we can to support Food Banks Canada, and of course we're big supporters of the Canuck Place Children's Hospice and the Abbotsford Hospice Society, and there's so many ways that people can donate. And it's one of those things that sometimes you think, well, hey, you know what? I'm not having a great time right now. I don't have a lot of extra cash. It really is a situation where every dollar counts.
It really does. Even 25 cents. I mean, everything adds up. And you guys do so much. And that's why I love that I'm family, because I really respect how you guys help the community, and you guys do so much. And Rogers, they're amazing. And so I really do appreciate everything you guys do.
Okay, so there we go. We're in agreement in that. Everybody should do what they can on Tuesday.
Yes. And share it. Share the love, because it spreads like wildfire, and it encourages others to do it, right?
Absolutely.
Just like paying for somebody's coffee or doing something like that. It helps, spread it.
And it makes you feel good too, helping.
Yeah, and we need that.
Absolutely.
So, and especially nowadays, because I wanted to talk about real estate isn't for the faint of heart, especially as we're going through this pandemic and everything we're going through. Same thing. I mean, we need to help spread positivity and love other humans and help other people as much as we can. But, selling and buying, it's definitely not for the faint of heart, but it's not even for the average person in this type of scenario that we're in with COVID-19 and everything that's going on. It's always usually a stressful reason why we've chosen to buy or sell. And it could be something traumatic, like negative or positive, like a death or a birth, or marriage or divorce, or the potential of being foreclosed on, or a huge job transfer and you have to move. And sometimes you're separated from your family for things like that. So there's so many traumatic reasons and emotional reasons for having to sell and buy. The stakes are high. Stress levels are high. Nerves are high. Fears are there and high and real. COVID-19 on top of all the stressful reasons. And then it's other people's emotional states. So you're negotiating and you're trying to reason and you're working with humans that are going through all of that themselves. So real estate is not to be taken lightly. Buying and selling isn't to be taken lightly. It is important for those who are going through it to understand not only the stress and the trauma you're going through, but that the other party, the seller or buyer, is going through their own set of all that too, and understanding why you feel the highs and the lows and why you feel upset and why you feel frustrated and why you feel angry sometimes through the process. But try and focus and concentrate on your goal, the joy of getting to a better place, because that's usually why you're making the decision to sell or buy, especially at this time. that's why you're going through what you're going through. It's just the positive change in your life. So just concentrate on that. And to get anything positive out of life, there's usually a hardship we have to go through in order to get there. So there's something you have to overcome. There's that mountain you have to climb. There's that rope you have to jump over. Or there's something you just have to go through to get to the other side. And it's usually not fun going through the process, but it's definitely more positive on the other side. In order to be in a safe place, there's something you're going to have to stress through to get there. And just understanding that, realize it, accept it, rise above it, be better than it, and keep focused. And your future is in front of you, so stay focused on what's in front of you, not what you're currently going through in the moment, but ahead to where you're going, and that will help catapult you to your successful goal. So definitely just wanted to share that with everyone.
Yeah, and it's one of those short-term pain, long-term gain. You may be going through a lot right now while you're buying or selling a property, but you're going to get into that property that you want. I mean, my wife always says, she goes, I'm getting bored of this house. And you know what? You live somewhere long enough, you do get bored of the house. And you do a little bit of, renos here and there that's kind of, lipstick kind of covers up for a while. But fact is, eventually you are going to want a new place to decorate, maybe a new location and things like that.
Yeah, some of us, we do better with change. Others, they'll stay in their place for as long as they can, and they love it. But, especially during this time of self-isolation, we've either fallen completely more in love with our house, our place that we're living, or we realize, oh my gosh, I want out of here. And so it's either way. But exactly, sometimes we just need a change of scenery. Mm-hmm. And a different lifestyle. But yeah, it's a good thing, but it normally is an emotional thing to go through, but now even more so. And you know what? I'm pretty, I have seen this last week an actual uptick in the real estate industry as far as sales. Yeah, I have. It's been a bit more positive this last week. So if that's any indication that we are going to be getting out of this sooner than later, and of course May 12th being the new, I really don't think they're going to extend that again, but as we get out of the state of emergency and slowly get back to opening up businesses and feeling a bit more relaxed, being outside maybe without a mask on all the time, but I think it's definitely going to pent up demand for housing is going to get strong, but it's already showing signs of improvement. So I'm going to go through the last 7 days of sales and new listings in the areas around us and share with you first, starting with Surrey. So the new listings in Surrey the last week has been 131, so new listings. So that's down from the 158 before, but the last 7 days Surrey sold 2, and the previous days was 7. So Surrey actually has been a little lower, but when you look into Langley actually sold 2 properties in the last week, and they didn't have any the week before. And for new listings, they've had 73 listings this last week, which is up from 54 the week before. So Langley's stronger this week in listings and solds. Abbotsford actually had 62 new listings the last week, which is also up from the 40 from the week before. And for solds, we're up one more. Abbotsford's had 2 solds in the last week. Previous week was only 1. Mission has 20 new listings, which is up from the 16 from the previous week. And solds, we had 2 there last week, which is up from the 1 the week before. So much like Abbotsford. And actually, one of the 2 that sold last week is one of mine. One of my listings I sold, the one that I was flyering, on Blueberry Street, the Blue House on Blueberry. So that one went for multiple offers, mind you. We had 4 offers, 3 were over asking. So, and that was within 5 days of listing, and it went for a really good price for the area. So that shows some indication of stronger real estate. So Maple Ridge had 32 new listings, which is up 1 from the week before. They had 31. So now they have 32. And they actually sold 1 last week, and they hadn't sold any the week before. And Chilliwack had 50 new listings, which is up from 40 the week before, and sold 9 last week in Chilliwack, which is up from 4 the week before. So see, it's some more solds are happening. And so there's the weekly update.
All right. Well, I guess that's getting us pretty close to our time. What else do we have to talk about?
Oh, gosh, the weather?
Well, the weather, we are into May now. It's only going to get better and warmer.
It's true, and the water has been rising, and it's been really good. Just getting out there and getting in the fresh air.
Well, not all of us live on like 200,000 acres in a palatial estate.
200,000 acres. Oh my goodness, I wish. No, you have to go somewhere like Montana for that, or Alberta or something. You know, where you have
true.
hectares and hectares and hectares of land. And
What? You don't own all of Agassiz yet?
see your dog running for miles.
All right.
No,
Well, I guess with that, we should probably, call it a day. If people want more information about what you do and what you can do for them, what do they got to do?
MichelleCummins.ca.
Be sure to listen in again next week when we will talk more real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.